Many countries, including the U.S., have a robust tradition of protests over labor issues. Universities are also a hotbed of political dissent.
There will be no civil rights movement in this country without the critical role of historically Black colleges and universities and Black high schools.
Think of U.S. student anti-war groups on campuses, a population that was threatened by the Vietnam War specifically due to the draft. They stood up against U.S. involvement in Vietnam. Campuses in the U.S. have often defended free speech, and students as particularly active demonstrators make sense as a category. This is one reason why it was so disastrous, beyond being simply wrong, for universities to proceed with such animus and such violence against their own students during the demonstrations against Israeli military actions in Gaza.
They say they've done nothing, these advocates for Israel, but the university has overwhelmingly disciplined these students.
Even 5 years ago, colleges and universities could have been counted on to help secure democracy in movements against authoritarianism. If they didn't do it enthusiastically, many of them nonetheless did it reluctantly. But now, students have seen university leadership almost across the board actively soliciting police actions against them in the wake of nonviolent protest, and also using administrative tools to punish students and sometimes even faculty. It risks breaking the back of one of the most effective means of guarding freedom in the country. And while it's no surprise that state and national figures opposing democracy and free speech have embraced this approach, it is shameful how many people in power and higher education have actively aided the persecution of their own students and staff.
In all of my time here as a student and now as a faculty member, I cannot remember a time where the university has adopted so many rules and new enforcement practices that seem designed to try to curtail expression and the sharing of ideas on campus.
On a similar note, the Trump administration is targeting labor rights and unions as well, another traditional group that has historically defied oppressive governments. Like the crisis with university leadership throwing their students to the wolves, we've seen union leaders who have sided with Trump, banking on their members' willingness to endorse racism and fuel hatred, exceeding the cost that they will pay in wages and civil liberties.
When President Trump invited me to speak at this convention, the left called me a traitor.
All this is to say that many of the traditional ways that people have pushed back against government overreach and rights violations are currently under attack and have already been sold out by those who were given a chance to lead and protect them. Regular people will need to step up in their stead.